Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be taking you along and showing you what I eat for dinner tonight. I am making some sushi. So I'm going to show you how I do my vegan California rolls. And disclaimer, I'm not the best sushi chef at all. I do what I can. Like, my rolls aren't perfect. Every single one comes out different, but you know, they're good enough to eat at the end and they taste delicious. So yeah, I would also just like to thank the sponsor of today's video, which I am so grateful to have. Thank you for continuing to support my channel, Skillshare. It is an awesome company and website and platform. So if you guys would like to learn more about that, then just stay tuned till the end of the video. It's a pretty simple and cheap recipe. The most expensive thing is probably the rice, the sushi rice. So this is the brand that I get, Nishiki, and I get this from Ralph's. But you can also get it at like your local Asian market, which is great for this kind of stuff. I've gotten a lot of my other products from there, like the tofu. So I actually didn't get this from an Asian market, but I usually do. I think they're called like soybean cakes or something. It's basically super firm tofu, but it's browned on the edges. I'm not sure if it's fried before. I honestly don't really know what it is. This one is called tofu cutlet. I got this from Ralph's, but this is kind of what it looks like. And it's like browned on the edges. So this is really good for imitation crab. When it comes all together, it really does give you that like crab texture and taste. It's really weird because I don't really add anything to it that makes it more fishy tasting. So I don't know how that works out, but it does. It's really good. Then obviously just some nori sheets, your cucumber and avocado, some vegan mayo and sriracha. This is kind of the little concoction that I use to mix into the tofu, and that gives it like a spicy mayo, like crab mixture. And then you got your rice vinegar that you will cook your rice in. Well, I actually add it after it's cooked. I don't know if that's right. Again, I don't really follow a recipe. I just kind of been doing it this way. If it's incorrect, whatever, this is just how I eat it. And then you can add some wasabi and ginger to garnish at the end. And I actually have an eel sauce as well that is vegan. I did not know or think that eel sauce would be vegan, but I got it from my local Asian market. So that's pretty much it. That's all that you'll need. So the first step is obviously to get your rice cooking. This says to do 1.5 cups rice with 2 cups water. That's a lot of rice. I've actually done it before and it's like so much. So I'm gonna do 1 cup rice and 1.5 cups water. Math is hard. And this also says to let the rice soak for 15 minutes before you cook it, but I never do that. I'm sorry, I'm lazy. I don't want to let it soak for 15 minutes, so I never do, and it turns out okay. So go ahead and get the rice in the water and then crank that to boiling. Once it's boiling, you're gonna put it to low, put a top on it and let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. Then I'm gonna move on to the tofu. I used about half the package and that was plenty. So I'm just going to be cutting them into thin slices and then chopping those a little bit finer, just making them into like bite-sized pieces. You can kind of see how I'm doing it here. And then we are going to transfer that to a little bowl and add some vegan mayo, about a spoonful I would say, but you know, just kind of make it the consistency that you want. And then I'm adding sriracha, and I'm doing this to taste as well. Just if you want it spicier, add more. If you want it less spicy, add less, obviously. Hit it with a little salt and pepper, and that is pretty much it for your crab meat. If you don't like sriracha, you don't have to put a ton. I think it gives it a nice flavor. I don't really like super spicy food, so I don't put too much. And they also have seafood flavorings and spices that you can get at the grocery store. I think this just has a nice flavor on its own, but you can also add those if you want it to be more crab fish tasting. But just set this aside for now until we do our filling. But the rice is done. I transferred it to a bowl, and now I'm just going to add some rice vinegar. I don't know exactly the measurement. I just kind of eye it every time I do it. So I start off with just a little bit, just like that. Give it a nice stir. Where's my spoon? Sorry. So give that a nice stir. Yeah, mine needs more. I like it vinegary, I don't know why. And while this is cooling, you can go ahead and start chopping your vegetables. Again, I'm only doing like a classic California roll, but if you like carrot or asparagus, or sometimes there's even mango in sushi, like you can get creative with it. I like it pretty simple, but you can add whatever veggies you like. Don't be limited. So I'm using half a cucumber, cut that in half, and then I'm de-seeding it because I don't really like the seeds in my sushi, and I'm an idiot and also forgot to peel the cucumber before I cut it in half. So go ahead and peel your cucumber before you cut it, that would be easier. And then I'm just cutting them into little strips like this, and then cutting those in half. And that's pretty much it for the cucumber. It's pretty easy and self-explanatory. But then I'm going to cut my avocado. Again, I'm sure everybody knows how to cut you know what to do. And I only used half. Okay, bye. Okay, so now that the cucumber and avocado, Now that the cucumber and avocado are done and your rice is cooled and you have your crab meat ready, it is time to roll. And this is probably going to trigger anybody that actually knows what they're doing when it comes to rolling sushi, because like I said at the beginning, I'm not good at this. I just try to make it a roll, and if it looks like shit, oh well, I'm gonna eat it. But I don't have a sushi rolling like bamboo mat, because like I said, amateur. I use cling wrap. There's also like the cling wrap and dish towel method. If you don't have a rolling mat, you can look that up and see how that all works out. Or if you just want to do it the right way and you want it to come out decent, just go to the store and get a $5 sushi rolling mat. So get your nori, and it has like a rough side and a smooth side, but I'm just going to cut this in the middle, like so. And you want it to be facing rough side up. I really hope I'm getting that right. It could be completely the other way around and I just don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's rough side up that you put the rice on, and then when you flip it, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Don't quote me. And I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but if you have some sesame seeds, you can add this on top of the rice. It makes it a little bit more aesthetic, and sesame seeds are pretty good for you, so I'm going to add that to the rice. And yeah, let's just go ahead and start rolling. Please don't, I mean, actually, you have every right to make fun of me for my rolling. So feel free to make fun of me in the comments because I deserve it. So you're gonna want a little bowl of water next to you while you are putting the rice on the nori, because the sticky rice is, you guessed it, sticky. So you don't want your fingers to get stuck while you're trying to flatten it on the nori sheet. So you're just going to press it against the sheet. And you don't want it too thick so that all you taste is rice in your bite, but you don't want it too thin either, so just make sure you can't see any of the seaweed beneath it, but it's still a nice, thin, tight, I don't know if tight's the word, thin layer, and just make sure you're going all the way to the edges as well, and repeat on the other side. And then you're just going to put some sesame seeds all over it. I think you do black sesame seeds, that might even look better, but all I got is these colors. I'm losing my mind. Then you're gonna flip the roll over so the nori's facing up, and you can start to fill it. And I'm just adding the cucumber, avocado, and the crab to the middle. You don't wanna overpack it, but you also don't wanna underpack it, so I do about 2 little strips of cucumber and 1 strip of avocado, and then a little bit of crab. I don't know, you can see. I don't even know how to explain how I'm flipping this, but basically when I first flip it, I'm kind of using my fingers to hold the filling in place, and then once I do the initial flip, I use my fingers again to tuck the front of the nori into the roll. I don't know how to explain it, it's hard to explain. And then I use the saran wrap to kind of tighten it and continue rolling and tuck it and continue rolling, and using the saran wrap to add like pressure to the roll so that it's nice and tight and compact. And then I'm going to squeeze the sides to make sure that nothing is coming out the sides. And it's not perfect, there's a little seaweed showing through at the bottom, but I just put that on the bottom so nobody can see that part. And then yeah, so I just kind of keep pressing it, tightening it, and making it as good as I can. I don't know. This is clearly not a how to roll sushi video. This is just how I make it. But if you want to learn, go to a professional, an actual sushi chef, and learn on YouTube how to roll it, because I clearly don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm going to show you doing the second roll too. Not that it's going to help you any better, but maybe if you see it twice, it'll be easier to replicate. I don't know. But I'm only doing this one with cucumber and avocado, no crab, just to give a little variety. And yeah, and I actually made a third roll off camera because I was feeling hungry. Actually, I didn't even eat all of it, but I didn't want to waste any of my ingredients, so I used it on a third roll and then ended up not finishing the third roll, so technically I did waste the ingredients anyways. Wow. I am very smart. But once your rolls are done, you can go ahead and cut them using a really sharp knife and some water. You want to dip the knife in the water and your fingers just to make sure that when you're holding the roll and you're cutting through it, the rice doesn't stick to the knife or your fingers. So you just cut the roll in half, and then you cut each side in half, and then you cut even those in half, so you get like an even amount of cuts, and it all works out, and it's math. Then I like to go ahead and top it off with some spicy mayo and eel sauce, like I mentioned, and I made the spicy mayo on my own. I just put it in an old bottle, and I just used mayo and sriracha, same thing we put in the crab, and I'm adding a little dollop on top, obviously for flavor, but also for aesthetics. Then adding some wasabi and ginger to the plate, and you are done, my friend. Well, there you have it, guys. This is my vegan California roll with some eel sauce and spicy mayo. I don't want to tilt it too much because I'm scared I'm gonna ruin it. It looks so pretty. I'm always like really proud of myself after I make this little, you know, it just looks so nice. Like, you see this? Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you tried this recipe. I know it's nothing original. It's literally just a California roll, but yeah, let me know if you try it. Send me a pic. I'm going to taste it right now because I cannot get over how good it looks. My soy sauce is not yet prepared, but I would eat this and dip this in soy sauce, but this will have to do. Damn, that's good. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. And now a word from our sponsor. Ooh. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes on so many different topics, such as writing, art, web design, cooking, productivity, entrepreneurship, literally anything that you could want to learn. They have a class on it, and this is a great platform for if you just want to pick up a new skill, or if you just want to brush up on a skill or a talent that you already have and just learn and be better at it. The classes and the teachers are all so entertaining and engaging, and I never find myself getting bored by a class and just kind of waiting for it to be over. I'm actually enjoying myself as I'm learning. It makes learning fun again, and that wasn't my experience with all of my classes and teachers back in regular school. So I really love that about Skillshare. I always leave the class feeling really good about myself and like I actually learned something, and I feel encouraged and inspired to keep learning new things. I just love that you can move at your own pace. There's no deadlines. It's not overwhelming or stressful. And I actually see it almost as like a form of self-care for me. Like it's my own little me time where I get to learn and expand my mind and gain knowledge on something that I didn't know before. The last class that I took was called Plants at Home, Uplift Your Spirit and Your Space by Christopher Griffin, and this is one of my favorite classes that I've taken on Skillshare. The teacher, they were just so adorable and iconic and so entertaining. I was hooked the entire time, and I was so interested in how to take care of plants and to like greenify your space, because I just got a new plant and I'm so prone to killing my plants every time I get one. So I always get artificial, but I know that they don't, you know, they don't purify the air and they're not alive, and I just want more plants in my house. But since I always kill them, I tend to go for more artificial, and so I wanted to learn as much as I could. I thought I had a decent amount of knowledge on how to take care of a plant. After watching this class, no, I did not. There was so much I did not know. So if you're into plants or gardening, I highly suggest checking out that class, but you will need a premium membership. So you're in luck, because Skillshare is gifting the first 1,000 subscribers that click the link in my description box a free trial of the premium membership. You won't regret it. It is less than $10 a month to get, and there's no ads on any of the videos, plus they're launching new classes all the time, so you're never gonna get bored, and you can always keep learning. So if you're interested, that link will be down below. Thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video, and I will see you guys in my next video.